Welcome back, everyone. Tunch, I'm sure you had a lot of plays to pick from on this win over the Ravens. So what do you got for us this week?
Well, I've got 4 plays for you, Missi. 3 on offense, 1 on defense. And this has become my favorite play in the Steelers offense. And I think if you were to research how many yards per carry for James Conner, it might be his as well. Okay, this is ride 38. And the Ravens are playing a 4-2 stack shade, and they're shaded over to the tight end side, which is right there with Vance McDonald. And this is ride 38. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a down block here by Matty Filer. You're going to get a down block here by Vance McDonald. And then you're going to have David DeCastro pull around, and he's going to kick out the corner. And then Marquise Pouncey is going to pull around and pull up and usually get C.J. Mosley. But what you're going to see here is great adjustment by Marquise Pouncey. When he pulls, C.J. Mosley is going to blitz, and then he comes back and makes the play. So let's take a look at it from the end zone and the snap of the ball. Now, that's a great adjustment. So here comes David DeCastro around here. Watch the way he kicks out. Right now, he's got Jefferson right there. Boom, that's a great block. Great block on the outside on Brandon Carr by AB. And then let's take a look at the way it goes. And now he's off to, actually, that's Juju. Love that. Love the play. Love the play, and I love the way Conner runs it. All right, the second play, this is that 4th and 2. And it's going to be a completion to Juju Smith. And Juju is going to do a little shake here, and then he's going to run a slant to the middle. The Ravens are in what we call cover 1. They're in man coverage all the way around. And you've got the safety, Eric Weddle, in the middle. And Eric Weddle is not what he wants. Now, the other thing is you're going to see a 5-man rush. You're going to see that blitz. And we'll take a look at watch the way Juju comes, and watch the way Ben puts the ball right on the spot. At the snap of the ball, we're watching the AB come in motion, and he takes the snap, little flat. Now right there, boom. What a great catch, and now we've got the first down. Now we're going to take a look at the end zone copy and watch the way, I love the protection. You're going to watch Big Al there, Ramon here. You're going to watch great block by Marquise Pouncey and DeCastro and Matty Filer. So you've got 5 on 5. Well, they're bringing 6. C.J. Mosley. And one of the things that you've heard Mike Tomlin say is, I knew that James Conner was a great runner, but I love the way he picks up blitzes, and he does a great job on C.J. Mosley, who happens to be a really good blitzer. At the snap of the ball, great job. Wow, that's a great job by James Conner. Now Ben's got the spot. Look at this pocket. He's got plenty of time, and Juju's going to come into his vision right here, and boom, first down. I absolutely love it. Now, we're going to watch this. This is going to be an out and up to Jesse James, rather. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice about the Steeler offense, this route, they run about 10 times a game. And sometimes it's Vance McDonald, sometimes it's Jesse James. Now, what you have is Brandon Carr here on the corner, and you've got Jimmy Smith up here, but he's going to back off, and they're going to be in cover 3, which is a zone coverage. Brandon Carr is going to jump the out cut, and then it's going to be an out and up, and he's going to lead Brandon Carr in his wake. At the snap of the ball, this is beautiful. I mean, I love this. Here he comes out. Now watch what Brandon Carr, he said, I got this pick. I'm going to jump on the outside, and watch what happens. He's got nothing but air, and that's a beautiful throw by Ben. Let's take a look at the end zone copy. Brandon Carr didn't look too worried. All right, so now watch the blocking. We're going to see great. We're going to see a squeeze here, block here, squeeze out this way, and watch this beautiful job of blocking right here. Great job, great coverage. Plenty of time. Look at that. That's plenty of time, Missi. Look at that pocket. He's got a place to stand up. And this is the #1 pass rush team in the NFL with 27 sacks. Ben looks like he ordered a pizza and he could just wait for it to be delivered. And that's a beautiful throw right there. Brandon Carr's got to be embarrassed. He just got beat by a tight end on an out and up. All right, the last play. This is beautiful. You know, one of my I don't want to say my heroes, but one of my heroes is Mike Hilton right here. All right, now this is, in comes Lamar Jackson, and he's been running a lot of options. He's going to fake it to Alex Collins. But watch the awareness of Mike Hilton. So Hayden Hurst, he's the tight end H-back. He's going to come in, and he's going to wham T.J. Watt. And then Lamar Jackson's going to read whether he should hand it off or keep it. And watch the way Mike Hilton comes with him, and he's going to be in perfect position to make the play. He comes in motion, snap, boom. Great wham right here. So because of the way T.J. Watt closes the wham, he pulls it from Alex Collins. Now here is Mike Hilton. He's got his eye on it. Sean Davis is going to come inside because just in case Alex Collins has the ball. But watch the way Mike Hilton comes out here and makes this play beautiful. That is textbook, and that's why I am a big Mike Hilton fan. Now we're going to watch it from the end zone. Here he is, and as soon as you're going to see the tight end come in motion, he's going to follow him behind here. At the snap of the ball, or at the motion, I should say. Here comes the wham. Great job by that was a great job. He just knocked the stuffings out of Hayden Hurst. But here is Mike Hilton, and if Mike Hilton doesn't make that play, that's a walk-in. So let's see him make the play. Great job, and that's what you love about this. They did a great job of playing team defense.
All right, Tunch, thank you very much for your time today. I'm sure you need to go watch film on the Panthers. I know you're itching to get out of here. It's a short week for everybody. So, Tunch, thanks again for joining me. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, I will give you the quick hits from Coach Tomlin's press conference this afternoon.
I thought our guys did a nice job of responding to that challenge and winning possession downs, and thus controlling the ball, time of possession, which allowed us to, in a lot of ways, control the game.
Happy Victory Monday, everybody. It is a short week here at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex with the Carolina Panthers coming to town for Thursday night football. Joining me now, though, to break down the win in Baltimore over the Ravens is Tunch Ilkin, and it was definitely one of those ones, you know, when the Steelers and Ravens get together, it's going to be very physical. Bodies are going to hurt today. That is why Coach Tomlin gave the players the day off. No one had to come in. There was no team run, no team meeting. And get your head right. Get ready for the Panthers on Thursday.
You know, Missi, it was your typical game. And one of the things that, you know, you heard Mike Tomlin talking about what he liked about this game. What I loved about this game is it is difficult to win in Baltimore. The Steelers took control of that game early. I love the way they ran the ball. They rushed for over 100 yards, or James Conner rushed for over 100 yards. I love the holes that were opened by the offensive line. I love the fact that at times Ben was sitting back there and he was waiting for that pizza to get delivered. He had that much time, and the offensive line, as my old offensive line coach Raleigh Dotch used to say, they stuffed the Ravens pass rush like pimento olives. You know, those are the olives that got those little red things in them. And they stuffed them. And, you know, I love the way the Steelers played on both sides of the ball. The front seven controlled the tempo of the game. On the defensive side of the ball, they got after Joe Flacco. And look at James Conner. Ah, man, you got to love that. That ride 38, we're going to show that in a little while. But he does a great job of finding the crease. He ran with abandon. He ran physically. You see the guys getting downfield and getting blocks, and you got to love it. And the way the Steelers dictated and set the tone for the game. I mean, on that shot, check out the way James Conner lowers his shoulder. I mean, he completely runs over the safety there. And I'll tell you what, you just got to love the way these guys play.
10 touchdowns now on the year for James Conner. That was his first receiving touchdown. Going to Ben Roethlisberger, when you see him go down, we now know he just had the wind knocked out of him, but Josh Dobbs steps in one play, but he makes it count. Would you say that play, that 22-yard reception to Juju, kept them in the game, kept them in control, like you said?
I think it did. You know, first of all, as I'm doing the game, I said, okay, great time for a quarterback draw. And then when I saw him drop back and fire that ball into Juju, I went, oh my goodness. I love the confidence that Randy Fichtner and Mike Tomlin called to play with, and I love the fact that, when you watch Joshua Dobbs in practice, and obviously because on Wednesdays Ben doesn't work, you've seen Joshua get better every day. And, I saw him come into training camp, and I said, this is a different young man. And you watched him improve through the preseason games, and then you watch him improve. Every day he goes out there, he looks a little better. So this young man is going to be a player, and that's why I think Randy Fichtner and Mike Tomlin had confidence in him. They said, hey, man, we've been watching this kid play football all season long. Let him throw the ball, and that's exactly what they did.
All right, you mentioned James Conner and the O-line. Another big day, of course, for Ben Roethlisberger as well. Here is number 7 at the podium after the game yesterday in Baltimore.
I think confidence. I think both sides of the ball. I think our defense is playing with confidence. Offensively, we feel that we can go do what we want to do. We've got roadblocks, which are great defenses and other teams trying to stop us. But we've always said, and it's never disrespect to their team, is they don't stop us, we stop ourselves. And you look at that first drive of the second half, that was pretty awesome. Taking up that time, converting a lot of big third downs. And they weren't just 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. They were 3rd and medium type plays. So once again, it starts up front. When they play the way they played today, and they've been playing, I'd like to think the sky's the limit.
All right, and here's that drive he's talking about. They won the coin toss, deferred to the second half, and this is the drive. And they weren't able to score maybe what they wanted to do to end the half, which we've seen so many times this season, I think 4 or 5 times now, Tunch. But this is the drive that I think really set the tone for the second half for the Steelers.
We always talk about how important that opening drive of the third quarter is, Missi. And when the Steelers took possession of the ball and they ate up so much clock, and what they did was a lot of times, we talked about this, and Chuck Noll, my old head coach, used to say, you've got to impose your will on the will of your opponents. On that drive in the third quarter, that's exactly what happened. The Steelers took control of the game, and they did not relinquish the game. They never relinquished control of that game, and so that's why I think they were able to win this game. And you know what? Not only did they win the game, but they did it with physicality.
All right, we have to talk about the Steelers defense going in, able to hold the Ravens to just 1 touchdown. And Mike Hilton, one of those guys, saved 2 touchdowns by my counting.
Yeah, Mike's, I tell you what, the play he made on Mark Andrews, the 6'5", 260-pound tight end. And what is Mike Hilton? 5'8"? $190 maybe. He goes up and makes a great play on Mark Andrews and knocks the ball away. Then he's playing behind the line of scrimmage, and when Lamar Jackson, that's the play we were talking about. What a play. So then the other play he makes, and we're going to draw that up in Chalk Talk, is when Lamar Jackson is running towards the goal line, and if Mike Hilton doesn't make that play, that's a touchdown. And so, yeah, you love Mike Hilton, Missi. He's just a football player. He is physical. Every time they brought him off the slot, he was rushing on 6'8", 350-pound Orlando Brown. And you know what? He's not shy about exploding into him. Now, he didn't get past him, but I give him credit for toughness and for effort. This guy is a tough guy. He's a football player, and all he does is make plays.
Now, in terms of keeping Flacco uncomfortable, maybe the stats weren't there in terms of the sacks. Of course, the big one by Tuitt at the end to seal the win at the end. But did you like the pressure the Steelers were able to get on him and Lamar Jackson? Yeah,
one of the things we were talking about, Missi, is the Baltimore Ravens are now a West Coast offense, and everything is based on rhythm. The way you disrupt the rhythm is 2 ways. Number one, you push the pocket on the inside. Stephon Tuitt and Cam Hayward did a great job of pushing the guards into the lap of Flacco. And when Daniel McCullers was in there on the center, he picked up Skura and he put him right in the lap of Flacco. And then you see Bud Dupree does a great job of getting the edge on Illuminor, and then also the T.J. Watt did a great job of getting the edge on Orlando Brown, and so that pocket kept collapsing throughout the course of the day, and you just keep hammering and hammering and hammering. The other way that you disrupt the rhythm of a West Coast offense is you get in the face of the wide receivers and you play press coverage, you bump them and you run, and you don't let them get to the spot they're going to. When you look at the way a West Coast offense runs their passing game, the drop by the quarterback and the route by the wide receiver are timed up in a rhythm. You disrupt that rhythm, you disrupt the entire offense. That's exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers did.
All right, this Victory Monday edition of Steelers Live rolls on. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, Tunch heads to the Telestrator for Chalk Talk.
I didn't make the schedule. I'll be there on Thursday night, as will the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And it is a short week for both teams. The Steelers coming in with a 4-game win streak, the Panthers with a 3-game. Coach Tomlin holding his press conference Monday afternoon. The team was off today, so let's get a look at the injuries that we'll have to watch when practice resumes tomorrow, which is Tuesday. I almost said Wednesday there. So looking at the name on this list, Coach Tomlin said the good news, nothing significant, just some bumps and bruises, which is always the case after playing the Ravens. James Washington is dealing with a knee injury. Dan McCullers and Ryan Switzer ankle. Marcus Gilbert, who has not played in the past 2 games, also dealing with a knee. And then Ben, we know, has a dislocated finger on his left hand, index finger, and also had the wind knocked out of him in Baltimore. So keep an eye on those guys. As I said, players were off today. They will be back on the practice fields tomorrow to get ready for the Panthers. Coach Tomlin also talking today about the playing time for first-round draft pick Terrell Edmunds and also for Morgan Burnett. Morgan Burnett was dealing with a groin injury and has played in the past 2 games, but missed a significant amount of time prior to those 2 games. As he's easing himself back in, that could mean a change in playing time for Edmunds.
Edmunds has done a nice job, but the totality of his play largely has been because of the lack of availability of Morgan. And as Morgan gains his footing from a health standpoint, I'm interested in playing both guys. You know, a lot of exposure to young guys isn't always good for their growth and development, because with exposure comes negativity. Edmunds has done a nice job, but I'm not going to forget why he's in the lineup down in and down out. It's because Morgan has been hurt. And as Morgan gets healthy, I'm open to infusing him back into the lineup and watching those guys compete and letting both guys play and hopefully getting productive play out of the position. That's my mentality, but that's no secret.
All right, it is a Victory Monday, and as I said, it is a players' day off. No team meeting, no team run today. That does not mean the same for the Pittsburgh Steelers coaching staff. I saw tons of them in the cafeteria getting coffee. I can assure you most of them have not slept yet. So when you're dealing with a short week, Coach Tomlin was asked today, what do you focus on and how do you handle preparation?
You get to it, but the depths in which you get to it is debatable. And so I think, you know, having a perspective of dealing with it for a number of years, I think the things that you choose to push to the front of the line, if time is limited, where do you allocate your time, not only from a time spent with players, but I'm talking about staff time. The allocation of time and focus, I think, is the critical element of short week prep.
All right, Tunch and I already briefly touched on Josh Dobbs' first career regular season play. One play, and he certainly made it count. He talked a lot after the game about how Darius Hayward-Bay hurried up and let him know that Ben Roethlisberger was hurt. It was his time to go in. Today, Coach Tomlin was asked about the growth that he has seen for number 5.
More than anything, he comes in here every day with the mentality that I talked about in terms of trying to get better. He's got a unique opportunity in that he backs up a seasoned veteran like Ben, which provides maybe some more opportunities to get first-team reps. I like the spirit in which he approaches those days. Wednesdays, regular season Wednesdays being one of them. He gets a significant number of first-team reps on Wednesdays. Some Wednesdays are better than others in terms of results, but I like his mentality every Wednesday, and I think that mentality has continually put him in the position to be viewed in the ways that he's viewed and to deliver in some of the ways that he's delivered.
And a quick scheduling note for everybody. Week 11 was supposed to be a Sunday night football in Jacksonville against the Jaguars. The NFL announcing today that game has been flexed out of Sunday night. It will now be played at 1 p.m. so everyone can get a good night's sleep for Week 11. That's going to do it for this edition of Steelers Live. Thanks so much for joining us. We will be back here tomorrow at 4 p.m.